for the thick of it all. If they don't give me room, well then I'll give them a wall. I'm gonna smoke my tires when the victory calls. I'm gonna be there, be there. I wanna see my face up on the jumbo screen. Feel the white hot metal of a winning machine. Because you win or you lose and there's no in between. I wanna be there, be there, be there.
NASCAR on speed. Be there.
It's time to go racing at the Chicagoland Speedway under the lights as we do every season in the Pennzoil Truck Series for the running of the Verizon 221 laps around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval in Joliet, Illinois. On the poles, last season's champion, the 2 of Mathis Wells, 2's outside the 39 of Lawrence Palampon. Then 30 of Anthony Hernandez, 4th is Michael Sanders, rounding out the top 5, we have Tim Randolph. In 6th, it's Danny Bright. 7th is Greg Lee, Cynthia Bright in 8th. 9th is Jack Canaramo, and Max Rossi rounds up the top 10. The rest of the field, there's Matt Hamilton, who's outside Reese Bennett in the 5. Then we have Ross Burrow, second in points, only 3 points back at the points lead, who is outside the 81 of Jay Jefferson. Then we have Anton Charlebois and Keith Stevens. Then we have points leader Derek Bouchard, who's outside the 44 of Stephen Taylor. Then there's Daniel Price and Jake Galloway, along with Landon Lyons and Luke Rainey. Then we have Marshall Burrow and Trey Rainey, along with Oliver Galloway and Danny Lloyd. And there's Ray Sir and Ricky Miller, along with Blake Petras and Roland Cook. And we have Code Luigi and Francis Dustin, Jonathan Buford and Keyshawn Richardson. And in the final row, we have Eli Tomlin, who's outside the 20 of Mike Burrow, rounds out our 36 truck field. There's our sign lap for the Verizon 200 at Chicago. Let's get going with our starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
And a great command to fire 36 engines up here at the Chicagoland Speedway as our 36 truck field rolls off the starting grid, led by Mathis Wells and Lawrence Palampon. So Wells looking to rebound after the bad start to the season he's had. It's only a few races in, only about 4 races in, but still, you want to be up towards the front of the points every point in the season. Wells is definitely not doing that, but he's going to look to rebound. Last season's champion, like get back on his feet. Lawrence Palampon, who's outside, and then we have that big points battle at the front of the points field. Very close. 3 points separate first and second, and 10 points separate first through third. Pace truck is in. 21 laps at Chicagoland as they come into the restart zone. We are green here in the Verizon 200. Three wide to lead lap 1. Anthony Hernandez does it in the 13 in the middle lane, but Tim Randolph has the advantage into turn number 1. Down low comes Jack Canaramo, 3 wide for the lead, as Greg Lee goes to the middle, almost contact there with Mathis Wells. As they come off the corner down the backstretch, they're still racing close. Canaramo contact there with the 7 of Matt Hamill. They save their trucks, they keep going straight, but they're racing like it's the last lap here at Chicagoland. Into turn number 3, Canaramo leads. Now to the inside comes Matt Hamill with a push from Riley Spurleytube, who is second in points, only 3 points behind. Coming into this race, Spurleytube in third now as Hamill leads lap 2. Getting close back there. Wells has knocked down the wall 2 times now as they go through 1 and 2. Riley Spurleytube taking advantage. And they're 4 wide back there. There's Trey Rainey forcing the issue. They make contact, but they save their trucks. That was Trey Rainey and Landon Lyons in a close physical altercation there, but they save their trucks, and everyone comes out all right. To the point, Matt Hamill continues to lead, but now look at 3 wide. Derek Bouchard to the bottom lane, the 15. In the middle lane goes the 51 Charlebois. As they come down the front stretch, Matt Hamill's going to lead the lap. But Derek Bouchard's the inside lane looking to get 5 bonus points to extend his points lead even greater. Bouchard clears. Now to the bottom lane comes Jake Galloway in the 11. Off turn number 2 and down the back stretch. He has that run. A push from Greg Lee and Trey Rainey down low. Galloway going to try and get beneath the 15. Derek Bouchard as they go into turn number 3. Can't do that. They're looking 4 wide now for the second position. Lee backs off. Down the front stretch, Derek Bouchard leads the lap. 5 bonus points to add on to his 3-point gap over Riley Spurleytube. Into turn 1 now. Greg Lee to the bottom. Trey Rainey pushing. And now Trey looking to the bottom for a second. Derek Bouchard loving what he's seen. He's going to try and get her and lead the most laps now and get 5 more bonus points. Here comes Racer Daytona winner to the bottom lane. 3 wide for a second. He wants to get up there and challenge for the points. Look at Blake Peters looking forward. Oh, contact! Huge crash and Spread is up in the air in the 60. And he's upside down as trucks come down the racetrack. The yellow flag is out. Spray Tube still on his list. He comes down into the grass. He's going to end up there a hard crash through 3 and 4 for second in points. About 5, 6, 7, 8 trucks involved. Derek Bouchard on points leader leads us back. And second in points, Raspberry Tube takes a tumble with Danny Lloyd. There's Canorama, Michael Sanders. Luke Rainey may have been involved. Landon Lyons, Keyshawn Richardson was the first truck I saw get spun. Maybe some others as well. So we'll see what happens. Caution is out. And it's a big crash involving some top contenders in the points. Raspberry Tube, one of them, he was on his lid and never flipped back over. We'll see what happened. Caution number 1, out through 3 and 4. They try to go 4 wide right here. You can see Eli Tomlin down low, getting underneath Keyshawn Richardson, Danny Lloyd, and Jack Cameron. That's just not going to work. And right here, they do make some contact. The 21 trying to get up, and right there into Danny Lloyd, and then they get to Spurley to Jack Cameron. Look him up off the ground, and then rides the wall, and then ends up on his lid. And then the 4 comes up with some other contact. He gets in the outside wall hard. They come down. They get some other trucks. There's Luke Ray getting his damage on the 29. Michael Sanders in the 77. As Spurley Tube rides down on his lid. Nowhere for him to go. And he doesn't even flip over once he hits that grass. He was going so slow that just rode into the grass. It slowed him down. But he ends up on his lid, and that is a horrible crash. Your second in points, Raspberry Tube, your winner at Iowa. Just a few races ago. And now tumbles here at Chicago. That just happened so fast, and that was just such a hard collision. And up ahead, they had an even harder collision. Landon Lyons with, it looked like Tim Randolph and Michael Sanders. And Luke Ray did get some damage on the 29, as we mentioned. I think Mathis Wells, points leader and last season's champion, did a great job getting around that in the 2 truck. I think he was right in the middle of it all, and he somehow missed it. One more angle this. We'll see what happened up ahead with the 4. It looks like Cole Luis was coming up off the apron. The 4 was out there, and he made some contact. Luke in the 29 might be fine. It looks like he may have gotten some damage. If not, he barely avoided everything that was happening around him. We'll go on board with Mathis Wells in the 2 truck. Last season's champion. Pulls there this race. Ekes out a miss in this crash. And he barely missed this one as well. Look at him, he's in the middle here. Misses that. They're wrecking in front. He goes high and he misses that as well. Great job by Mathis Wells getting high and getting just through that without making any contact whatsoever. Cole Luigi in the 3rd one is 3rd in points, 10 points back coming into this race. He was behind this 4 wide madness when it happened. He's able to miss it and not get collected. And then right here, he and the 4 made contact, but he couldn't even tell based on the soundboard that he had made contact with the 4 truck. Luke Ray in the 20 has had a rough start to his Brad Keselowski racing career as he moves from the 88 truck. He's last in points. He's looking to rebound right here. I think he almost gets collected in this crash. Right there, he makes some contact. Otherwise, the 29 truck should be fine. That is slight contact. Shouldn't bother that truck at all for Luke Ray. The only thing that'll bother him will be the damaged trucks in front of him. One more on board Cameron Riley's Spray Tube. You're not going to see much. Once he flips over, it's on from there. He's ahead of what happened to him, which is even worse. That just comes out of nowhere for him. Right here, nothing's happening, and all of a sudden he's going to be sideways and around in the air, and then that happens, and never does that feed come back because he is on his lid the rest of the way through it. So that's a tough break for Alex Tube there, as he's trying to gain the points lead back from Derek Bouchard. It's not going to happen here tonight, as Bouchard leads. Tube will be out of the race. The 15 truck will lead us back to the green flag, which will be just before halfway in the Verizon 200 here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Coming back green on lap number 10, there are some very interesting things happening here due to that crash. Only 3 trucks have retired, the 17 of Danny Lloyd, the 50 of Jack Cameron, and the 4 of Landon Lyons. That's right, Riley Tube, second in points, has not retired. He is 33rd still on the racetrack. He's obviously going to be a roadblock once these race leaders get around to him, because he's obviously going to be very off pace. He's 33rd right now, somehow still on the racetrack, still running. There is his truck. It's going to be obviously very off pace as he has made heavy contact. Derek Bouchard is the racer in the 15 truck. Second is Racer. Then Trey Rainey, Greg Lee, and Anton Charbois round out the top 5. As we are back racing, green flag back in the air. Blake Peters has making an unscheduled pit stop at 19. That's why he's so far back. He's going to try and get around some of these damaged trucks. Riley Tube going to try and get going right here. Battle for 4th. Anton Charbois moves by Greg Lee as Trey Rainey looks for a second on Racer as they come off the corner down the back stretch. And it's really a back stretch. There's no straightaway here. It's a slight curve there. Off to turn number 3. Trey Rainey still looking on Racer, but the 30 with the draft from the 15 gets clear, and we're looking for a move on himself. Here comes the 30 of Racer to the bottom of the 15, Derek Bouchard. Off the corner, the 30 leads the lap. 11 laps of racing to go here at Chicagoland. Racer leads. Trey Rainey, Season 1 champion, trying to get back up on top. He's looking for the lead through 1 and 2. Matt Hamill coming forward. Cole Luigi after missing that last crash. Here's inside the top 5 now. In the 31 truck, he has Danny Bright behind the 88. Down the backstretch of the race. Sir leads. Rainey, that's Trey in second. They're looking 4 wide again. Cole Luigi slides up there. Almost contact. They're in the wall big time there. Yeah, that was the 15 Derek Bouchard, one of the dominant trucks into the wall hard. Matt Hamill gets away to 30 clears. Before the race lead, Trey Rainey still side by side with racer into turn 1. No one gained the advantage quite yet. There's still 3 wide back there. Jonathan Buford coming forward. Move underneath Mike Burrow and Cole Luigi. Getting close and physical there. Trey Rainey clears, but he has other issues now as the 7 of Matt Hamill moves to the inside. Here comes Danny Bright in the 88. Now to the bottom lane. Trucks sliding up big time. Almost contact back there. There might be contact back there. They're looking 4 wide again. But Matt Hamill clears the lead. Here at Chicagoland, the Verizon 200. Now Danny Bright looking to the bottom in the 88 truck. To turn 1, the 88 gets beneath the 7. Here comes Jonathan Buford, Mike Burrow coming forward. Greg Lee is one in the 14. Down the back stretch. And where are these lap trucks at? There's Tim Randolph. He's slower than Riley Spurley even. So they're going to catch them in no time. Buford 3 wide to get to the race lead through 3 and 4. Mike Burrow almost forcing it 4 wide. He might force it 4 wide. Close there. Some contact for the lead. But they're keeping it straight 3 wide. Still Buford leads the lap. It's getting closer here. More contact made. Trucks are rubbing. They know lap traffic is coming up. They want to be in the right position at the right time here once they catch them. Down the backstretch. 7 to go this time by. Burrow trying to get beside the 07 of Jonathan Buford to make a run for the lead. To turn 3. Burrow gets that run. He gets beneath them. Greg Lee gets an even bigger run. He's looking 3 wide. May have made the contact with the 20 truck. Off the corner they race. 7 laps of racing to go here at Chicagoland. They're 3 wide for the lead and 3 wide everywhere. Look at them trying to sort out, fanning out 3 and 4 wide in the pack. Greg Lee leads. There's contact between Ricky Miller and Steven Taylor. They're trying to sort that as they come off 2 and they're now going to have lap traffic to deal with. Down the backstretch, which lane is going to get the advantage here in lap traffic? To turn 3, Ricky Miller getting beneath Greg Lee. They might wreck before they get to lap traffic. 4 wide. Contact there, Reese Bennett. Look at the 41, nowhere to go. He's so slow. And Mike Burrow almost spinning the 41 out. Who's going to get by it? Danny Bright as well. But 3 trucks pull away. It's Greg Lee, Ricky Miller, and John Buford have gone away. Burrow, Danny Bright, Reese Bennett filtered through. Trucks trying to get by on the inside. As Tim Randolph holding up a ton of trucks. And now the race leaders have Riley Spurley to deal with in the 60 truck. The 41 letting the middle and the middle and bottom lanes go. The top lane, Matt Hamill, Ray Sturt getting held up with Derek Bouchard. There's Francis Dustin, Anton Charbois, and the 25 of Keith Stevens. But now the race leaders are dealing with Riley Spurley, who was held up. Jonathan Buford allows Greg Lee to get clear by himself. Buford now moving to second. Ricky Miller trying to get in line. Look at the 5 of the others with a huge run because of how slow Spurley Tube is. But the 5 got banned high. Reese Bennett could fall back. Max Rossi to the bomb. Here comes the 33 Cynthia Bright, the 2 of Mathis Wells. Trey Rainey coming into it. Steven Taylor going to try and get through. Here comes Daniel Price. Oliver Galloway. These trucks now trying to gain and run down our racers who have pulled away. It's Greg Lee leading the race with Jonathan Buford in second with 4 laps of racing to go. A yellow flag would end it here at Chicagoland. To the inside comes Jonathan Buford on Greg Lee. You want to get out front in case the yellow does come out because how slow those drivers are back in the pack. That could cause a caution flag. Down the backstretch, Jonathan Buford leads the race now, so 3 wide for a second. Danny Bright makes a move to the bottom lane, 3 wide. He has Max Rossi behind. And Cynthia Bright coming forward as well as Mathis Wells, our pole sitter, coming back to the front. They have 3 laps to run down Jonathan Buford and get by him. In their draft, they can run him down. The question is, do they have the run to get by and do they have the order to get by? Because if they keep passing each other, it's going to make the 07's job a lot easier. They have more lap traffic ahead, coming to 2 laps to go this time by. They might catch up, they might not. It's going to be very close there on that next lap truck. To the inside comes Max Rossi on Jonathan Buford as they go 3 wide for third. Mathis Wells with the Brights up top. Danny gets the wall a little bit there, but off the corner to see 2 to go. They're still side by side. Jonathan Buford up top, Max Rossi down low. Mathis Wells, our pulsar, coming back to third. He might have a shot this thing. Mike Burrow down low as well, along with Ricky Miller. As they come off the corner, lap traffic is the 21 of Keyshawn Richardson. He is slower. He is going to be caught on this white flag lap. The question is, who will get by? Will it be Max Rossi? Will it be someone back in the pack? Mike Burrow, 3 wide to the bottom lane for the second position. Max Rossi comes to the white flag as the 07 Jonathan Buford got the wall. We're on the last lap at Chicagoland, the Verizon 200. Who gets back around with the win? Will it be Max Rossi? Will it be someone else behind him? And how does The left truck of Keyshawn Richardson affect this. Richardson down low. Wells on the outside trying to get the run. Can't get beside the 28, get by him. Rossi hangs the left. Trying to split that left truck 3 wide, but Mike Burrow's going to get away in the bottom lane. To turn 3 with a huge lead, Mike Burrow leads. Trying to come through is Ricky Miller and Trey Raines. It's not going to be enough for them. Through 3 and 4, Mike Burrow uses the left truck right. Keyshawn Richardson holds up the race there. Mike Burrow wins the Verizon 200 Chicagoland. Lap trucks plagued the finish, but it was a wild one nonetheless. Mike Burrow's going to win the Pennzoil Truck Series race here at Chicagoland. He wins the Verizon 200 over Ricky Miller and Trey Raines. What a wild race that was. Lap traffic definitely coming into play there at the end. Let's now go check the finishing results. Mike Burrow, your race winner. Here are the finish results from the Verizon 200 Chicagoland Speedway. 1 caution flag for 4 laps. That was that big crash which led to many of the lap traffic. And 11 lead changes. 8 different drivers led laps in this race. Mike Burrow eventually started 36th. He leads only 1 lap. That's the final one to get to victory lane here. So it didn't take much for Burrow to get to victory lane. Ricky Miller ends up 2nd. A decent night for him, but it does get him to the points lead by a good margin. Trey Raines is 3rd. Stephen Taylor 4th. And Daniel Price rounds out the top 5. Greg Lee ends up 6th here tonight. Oliver Galloway 7th. Lawrence Palapon 8th. And Max Rossi down to 9th after getting stuck by lap traffic. Cynthia Bright rounds out our top 10. There's our top 20. Mathis Wells pulls her never led lap. He ends up 11th. So once again, a decent night for him, but he hasn't really shown the speed he had last season when he won the championship. Luke Ray down there 16th. Talked about he just needs to get something going. That's a decent finish for him. I mean, that's a good stepping stone, trying to get top 15s, top 10s, trying to move yourself out of the hole. You have dug yourself. Cole Luigi 17th. He was 3rd in points coming into the race. I think he stays 3rd in points because a few drivers did have bad races, then moved up ahead, and then the drivers in front of him had bad races, which moved down. As we look down here, you can see Derek Bouchard points there coming into the race. So that's 6 laps, the most of anyone, so he gets 5 more bonus points for that. He finishes 24th, though, so it wasn't really an outstanding performance once he fell from the race lead. He fell behind that traffic and really couldn't go anywhere after that. So 24th for Derek Bouchard. Raspberry ends up 32nd after ending up on his lid, but somehow kept that truck running. Obviously did get in the way of a few drivers, though. Let's now go look at the points. 5 races are down, and here are the point standings after Chicagoland. Ricky Miller takes over the points lead by 33 points over Max Rossi, moves up to 2nd. Cole Luigi keeps 3rd, but he's 52 back. Derek Bouchard falls 1 point behind Luigi in 4th, 53 back, and Greg Lee is 65 back in 5th. Then 6th, we have Stephen Taylor. Jonathan Beefer in 7th. Danny Bryce 8th. Anthony Hernandez 9th, and Raspberry all the way down to 10th after that flip, but he still does have that win in case he needs to get a wild card. There is our top 20. In fact, the top 10 separated by 90 points. 11th place, only 102 points back of that points lead. And so far, inside the top 20 points, only 2 winners. Cole Luigi and Riley Spurley. The rest of the winners, the other 3 winners, have fallen below. As we look down 21st to 40th, there's Mike Burrow with that win up to 24th. Keith Stevens and Ray Sir, both 27th and 28th. That is not good for them if they want to try to get into the wild card. They have to be top 20 in points, remember. That was Mike Burrow's first top 5. Keith Stevens and Ray Sir's only top 5s have been their win, only top 10s as well. So, I mean, some of these winners have been struggling this season. Cole Luigi and Raspberry the only 2 winners inside the top 20. They're both inside the top 10. And Spurleytube's 10th, Cole Luigi is 3rd. So will this crazy season continue the way it's been going? As we head to another 1.5-mile track, we go to Hampton, Georgia at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Pepsi 250. I'll see you guys then.